imagine lying in bed, drifting towards sleep, and realizing you're not alone in your own home. This isn't about ghosts. This isn't about things that vanish when you turn on the light. This is about a man who broke into our house while we were sleeping. And the worst part, he didn't want money. He didn't want jewelry. He wanted us. It was the summer of 2015. I was 17, living with my parents and younger brother in a quiet suburb just outside San Antonio, Texas. The neighborhood was the kind of place people bragged about: quiet, friendly, safe. We never locked the upstairs windows. We waved to our neighbors. Nothing bad ever happened. That night was ordinary. We ate dinner, watched TV, then locked the front and back doors before heading to bed. My dad always double-checked, sliding the deadbolt, tugging on the handle twice. It was routine. I remember lying in bed around midnight, scrolling through my phone until I drifted off to the low hum of the air conditioner. The night felt normal, safe, until it wasn't. Somewhere around 2:30 a.m. I woke up, not with a jolt, not from a nightmare, just slowly, like something was pulling me back to consciousness. For a second, I couldn't figure out why. Then I heard it. A sound, faint, coming from downstairs. At first, I thought it was just the house settling, but then it came again. It was the sound of a door hinge. I froze, staring at my ceiling, straining to hear. Then dash footsteps, slow, heavy, deliberate. They crossed from the kitchen to the living room and stopped. My heart pounded. So hard I could hear it in my ears. I wanted to tell myself it was my dad, maybe getting water, but the weight of the steps didn't sound like him. My dad shuffled when he walked. This was different. This was careful, predatory. Then I heard it breathing, long, steady, deliberate breaths, rising from directly below my room. I sat up in bed, my ears ringing. My first thought was to lock my door, but the floorboards creaked when I moved, and I was terrified whoever was down there would hear me, so I just sat frozen, staring at the thin slice of light from the street lamp outside, bleeding in through my blinds. The breathing stopped, and then my body went ice cold. Each step groaned under the weight of someone climbing slow, deliberate, trying not to be heard. 1, 2, 3. The footsteps grew closer. At the top of the stairs was our hallway. My parents' room was across from mine. My little brother's room was beside theirs, Dot. And then I saw it, from the crack beneath my door. A shadow. Someone was standing there. I held my breath, terrified that even the sound of my lungs would give me away. The shadow didn't move. It just lingered, motionless, blocking the faint glow of the hallway nightlight. Then came the breathing again, this time only feet away, right outside my door. I reached for my phone with trembling hands, careful not to make a sound. I opened a text and typed to my dad. Someone's in the house. Seconds later, I heard his bedroom door open across the hall. Who's there? He shouted. The shadow shifted. The footsteps exploded into motion, pounding down the stairs. Flung open my door in time to see a man tall, dressed in dark clothes. A hood pulled low, bolting down the hallway and vanishing into the darkness of the living room. Done. My dad grabbed the baseball bat. He kept near his bed and tore after him, shouting. My mom screamed. My brother started crying. I raced to the landing and looked down just as the man flung open the back door. He didn't even look at us. He just sprinted into the yard and disappeared into the night. We called 911. Within minutes, 2 police cars pulled up, lights flashing blue across our yard. Officers swept the house. That's when we learned something terrifying. The man hadn't come in through a door at all. One of the downstairs windows had been forced open. The frame was bent. The lock was cracked. On the floor by the couch, officers found muddy shoe prints, size 11, love ours, and beside the couch, half hidden under the cushion, an empty backpack done inside was duct tape, rope, and a knife. The officer who examined it turned pale. This guy wasn't here to rob you. He said flatly he was planning to tie someone up. The words hit me like ice water. He could have come into my room, my brother's room, my parents'. He could have tied us up, gagged us, done God knows what. I thought of the shadow outside my door, the way he stood there, breathing, just watching. And the worst part, he hadn't taken anything. Not a wallet, not jewelry, not even the phone on the coffee table. He hadn't come for things. He had come for us. The police stayed until nearly dawn, taking statements, dusting for prints. They promised to patrol the neighborhood. But once they left, the silence was unbearable. We didn't sleep that night. We didn't sleep much for weeks. After every sound, the creak of pipes, the hum of the air conditioner felt like footsteps. Every shadow looked like him. My dad kept the bat by his bed. My mom started triple-checking the locks. I started sleeping with my door locked and a kitchen knife under my pillow. We lived like that for months. When word spread, we found out we weren't the only ones. Other houses in nearby neighborhoods had reported strange activity. Windows forced open. Back doors found unlocked in the morning. One family woke up to find muddy boot prints in their hallway. Another reported seeing a man watching from their yard at 3 a.m., but nobody had seen him as close as we had, and nobody else had found a bag waiting to be used. The police never caught him. They said guys like this often escalated, that if he didn't get what he wanted from one house, he'd try another. That thought kept me awake, night after night. Because what if he came back? What if he decided to finish what he started? Every night, I replayed the moment I saw his shadow under my door, the sound of his breathing, the image of the duct tape and rope, and I realized something. He wasn't just breaking in to steal. He was hunting. Asterisk. It's been years since that night. I'm grown now. I don't live in that house anymore. But I've never slept the same way again. I still lock my door every night. I still keep my phone in my hand until I fall asleep. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m., convinced I hear footsteps downstairs, and every time I remember the officer's words, he wasn't here to rob you. So when people ask me if I believe in ghosts, I laugh. I'm not afraid of the supernatural. What scares me most is the real monsters. The kind that don't hide under your bed, but stand outside your door, waiting.